All right, so you can't beat your opponent? Just sue them. Doesn't really matter if you can win or not. A corporate or even a personal lawsuit is likely going to be so prohibitively expensive that you'll either not be able to sustain the attack or you'll settle the lawsuit, which will likely result in giving into whatever many demands the left has in the first place. Now, from an outside perspective, one of my theories is that Tucker could actually be a casualty of this strategy. The left has learned that the process is often worse than the punishment and can sometimes even be more effective than a guilty verdict for them. Yet you don't even have to commit a crime. In civil court, you can sue anyone for anything. The bar to recoup your legal fees is so high that it rarely happens. Outside of Stormy Daniels, of course. Now, it's a loss for you then. And the left knows this. And if you don't believe me, ask Kyle Rittenhouse. He was found not guilty on all accounts and is now being sued civilly for essentially the same thing he was just acquitted for. I don't think that's justice. But why wouldn't the left run to these courts? We have radical DAs in the pockets of far-left financial whales like George Soros who choose or not choose to prosecute whatever their agenda is, not actually the law. Now, case in point, Alvin Bragg and Trump. Nobody else would take the case. He took it on his own will. Larry Krasner in Philly just won't prosecute anything. Same with George Gascon in L.A., Kim Foxx in Chicago. Remember, she didn't want to charge Jussie Smollett. These are the people controlling our justice system, folks. No wonder the left is running to the courts as their next mechanism for imposing their agenda. Now, the left is smart about this. They wait until an instance happens in a favorable district and file the lawsuit there. If they think it's a big enough deal, they'll usually do it in the Ninth Circuit Court territory, which has notably been referred to as the Nutty Ninth, by the way. They have the highest overturn rate of over 80% of their cases overturned in the last 20 years by the Supreme Court. But even if you win, the damage is done. And the left is banking on you not being able to weather the multiple levels of legal cost to get to the highest court in the land, if they even take the case. The process often forces your concessions, not actual laws. Now, Republicans haven't really figured out how to walk and chew gum at the same time, but the left has. And the legal attacks are only part of their equation. Remember when the mainstream media and the huge left-wing think tanks, that they're all in the same boat? While your case is adjudicated, or even if it's not in front of a judge, the ivory tower media overlords will convict you in the court of public opinion while they use Facebook, Google, and before Elon Musk, Twitter, to make sure that you are censored and you can't fight back. Preposterous? Not really. How many of you remember Trump condemning neo-Nazis back in 2017? Mainstream media omitted it, recklessly jumping down the guy's throat for what they wanted to perceive were reprehensible comments about neo-Nazis as very fine people. But there was just one tiny problem. None of those Trump-hating liberals bothered to listen to the second half of the sentence.
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Yeah, more than half the country never heard those remarks, which is exactly how the left preferred it. Joe Biden even said Trump's comments were the reason he ran for president. False. And when someone like Tucker Carlson does cover these things, which he often was willing to do, sometimes alone, the same outrage machine was turned on his advertisers in an attempt to force concessions from Fox in an attempt to have him removed or silenced. The left is so well funded in their fight to do this, too, that they are open about it. Look on the website of the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's right in the front. It says right there, class action lawsuits are one tool the Southern Poverty Law Center uses to bring systemic change by filing lawsuits on behalf of an entire class of plaintiffs. The SPLC can ensure that its successful litigation has far-reaching effects, potentially benefiting entire communities rather than only a few individuals. They're not even hiding it. It's not about righting any wrongs, legal or not. It's about changing society, using the legal system as their sword. The ACLU also does this all the time. In today's environment, you have to fight every battle, because the battles you don't fight, you lose, legal or not.